So yeah, for having more challenges, I decided to play my heavy strike build because I had some currency, so I could have like a 6-link Veil Axe, City's Favor, and a 5-link. I could never, after 2000 fusings, link this. And then I have a heavy strike build in here in my channel, you can look for it. But then I went and there's Boneshatter, right? Why don't we try? So yeah, my conclusions, too long didn't read, is that it's the same thing, but a little bit tankier. Not much, but a little bit tankier for two reasons. One, you get to have 2 gem slots, which I didn't have because I needed to use the I ripped this standard. I don't have the gems here. I needed to use Weight of Sin in both slots for having 40% chance of double damage with heavy strike. But with Boneshatter, you don't need them, so you can have some gems, right? Some life in the gems and some mods, right? So yeah, you have a little bit more life because of the gems that you have. But one thing that I really thought was special is that since you are hurting yourself, if you don't know Boneshatter, you hurt yourself as you hit. When you hit, you gain something called trauma stacks, and then more trauma stacks you have, more you damage yourself, and it's a hit. It's a hit, so it procs your customer damage taking golden shell and other stuff. So as you hit yourself, you are almost never with 100% HP. So you're always leeching. It feels like over leech because you feel like you're always with full HP. Because in heavy strike, for example, I would have leech as well, but I would always be like with some life lacking by getting hit, even with so much regeneration that I had. But since we're running T16s, 15s, 14s, it's a lot of damage that you take. But then with Boneshatter, it feels different. Since you are always hitting yourself, you never are fully healed. So it feels like you're, I don't know, having this extra life regen, life recovery, that's the name, because of the overleech. But besides that, if you are an experienced character, just check the PoB, it's fine. If you're a novice and you don't know how the setup that I do makes, it's the answer to call, melee splash, and the pulverized support, you can check the video on the heavy strike build that I have that explains this in detail. Apart from that, you can get some of the footage that I got before I ripped. And there's the rip clip here too in the YouTube channel. So going over the passive tree, we have life, and we have, of course, I have a version of Duelist and I have a version of Juggernaut. The Duelist inflicts a little bit more damage. It can be a significant amount of damage, depends on how much, I don't know, gear you have for impaling stuff. Or you can go Juggernaut. So you are going to crit more and be tougher because of the endurance charges. Depending on the gear that you have, especially, you can make some minor changes in the build, in the tree, but basically they're very equal, they're very similar. Juggernaut's a little tankier, Duelist a little more DPS. I like Duelist. And that's how I do it, right? I have a lot of armor because I like to do T high level maps and I play hardcore, so I go with the armor for Fortify, I go with Master of Metal, and then Conqueror and Warriors of Bow. So these are very, very good setups for high level. We have some masteries here. This is effectively 6% more damage, the triple damage thing here. And then 60% damage and less attack speed. This is still net gain. And this, if you have opportunity to get this, man, just get this. Not only the mastery of the corrupted blood cannot be inflicted on you, you can't have another piece of gear, but this thing here, max lightning and max and all. I chose lightning. You can go for any of one of the three, right? I wanted to diversify because I have barbarism. So closer to all maximum level, this is so tanky, so good. So I had 79, 78, 79 for fire, cold, lightning resistance. Very tough. Here, 30% less reduce extra damage from critical strikes. Also very tanky. If you have access to this, please take this. If you play hard, even if you don't play hardcore, it doesn't matter. Nobody likes to die, right? Doesn't matter. So here, also again, I have a video especially for that. If you have access for 45 for this area of the passive tree, get this mastery, man. Melee hits 45. In this way, you don't need to have a 45 support gem here. So it's a net gain of 19% more damage, right? And it's any hit, even your lip slam will fortify you, and you are going to have a lot of damage even with lip slam, you can see here. So yeah, and also I get this other mastery here of fortification, right? Plus C to maximum fortification, and of course this one here. So I end up with 26 max fortification. So these are my defenses. And of course I ripped before, I got like a crazy amount of gear, but if you can get some suppress spell damage from the gear, that's going to be amazing. Of course that you want to get like 100% and 55% reduced, but this is very hard. I also had endurance charges with call to arms and my enduring cry in the moving button here, as I had my molten shell in the cast management. I had the overall 15% physical reduction, and in here I have 40% more damage. And I had these two nodes to even hit more with low life builds, and of course you need the max life masteries. So that's it. I got every piece of life that I could get my hands on. I was supposed to get to 94, so I could get 1, 2, 3, and then some more damage nodes. But that's basically it. You can have a lot of fun with this. It's very simple, kind of expensive to have some 2 6 links. I couldn't even get my second 6 link, but the single target one was crazy good. And that's it. It's fun. Go play.
Do this just yet.
Of the first ones runs in my veins. You will fall here. Surprise test of strength, exile.
Come on, warrior. You don't need help.
Good exile. Strong as wit. You one day would not be.
So yeah, I hope that you enjoy the build, the POB especially, and if you like this content and the other types of video that I upload, please subscribe and hit the bell button. I see you in the next video. Bye.